Shout out everybody that's coming up into the fire pit, man. Hit that like button, man. Shout out to the whole Fire Flame Nation, man. I appreciate y'all. I do. Hit that like button, drop y'all fire. TV's in the chat. GFTV is back with another strategic live, man. What's good with everybody? See y'all coming up in here, man. Y'all know I was gonna get on this, right? You see, this what separates us from them and them from us. Shout out the whole nation. Y'all know I was gonna come here and speak on this shit and dismantle this shit because how many times have I spoke on similar situations like this on this channel in the past? In the past, plenty of time. Shout out Angela, man. Plenty of time. Plenty of time. How these congregations, churches, ministries, and all these people that claim they have been sent by the Most High to preach, teach, baptize, and all that shit. I highly disagree with those type of organizations, man. We're going to break all this shit down tonight because just like the title say, what it say, y'all? All right, Feds raid Kingdom of God's David Taylor after Mother's Day freak off dinner. That's right. That's right. Because if y'all are hip to everything that's been going on with this situation, man, when this news broke yesterday, we hear about the human trafficking. We hear about the money laundering. We hear about the manipulation. We hear about the what? Taking advantage of so many people. We hear the punishment individuals went through. We hear all the scheming, the plotting and snaking and everything that was going along with this situation with David and his sidekick, Michelle. But if y'all pay attention, all right, they're blasting David more than they blasting Michelle, right? But where everybody are feeling to realize that David was being controlled by a Goliath. Hit the like button, strategic drop. Let me say it again. David, that's right, Mr. Taylor, David was being controlled by a Goliath. And what I mean by that, he was being controlled by a Goliath, all right, somebody, okay, that is in higher authority than him, all right, that are pulling the strings. And when I mean by pulling the strings, okay, you know how before you start up a push mow and a lawnmower, right? When you put the gas in it, know what I mean? And you gotta put the oil and mixing it with the gas, and then you gotta, know what I mean, hit the little button on the side, make sure the gas pump through and all that. And then you have to what? You have to pull the string, right? In order for it to start, in order for it to run, in order for the blades to be able to cut that grass, in order for that lawnmower to get the running its engine, a string must be pulled, right? So, how do you think this engine was started? Room, room. You think it just started by itself? You think it got automatic start buttons? Hit the like button. All right. How do you think this mechanism, all right, was even created? How you think the engine got revving up? Because this was going on for over 10 years, they say. Okay? So, in order for you to start that engine, you must turn the key or pull the motherfucking string. Correct? And that's exactly what's been going on the back end with David and a lot of other people that was involved in this situation at Kingdom of Evil Ministries. All right. Now, before we get into all this, y'all know what we gotta do, man. We gotta do our due diligence over here. Y'all know what's going on, man. Copyright Act, specifically under Section 107 of fair use, which allows for limited use, but we gonna maximize it of copyrighted materials without permission for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Wherever you hear in this live is for education and research and entertainment purposes only. But y'all know what's flammable. We fire starters, hawkers, walkers, to stalker. We walk through the fire on a daily. And with that being said, man, let's get straight into this situation, man. Shout out the whole Fire Starter Nation, man, because just like I said, every night before we start our live, what we gonna do? Strategically, every night before we come up in here until I get ready to take my foot off the motherfucking gas. All right? Strategically, every night we come in here, we're going to drop a gem. We're going to continue to, all right, build the bricks, all right, over top of this motherfucker so it can come crumbling down right on top of them every time. We already know who we talking about here, man. All right. We're talking about, Mr. AK Fraudulent 47 himself. That's right. That's who we talking about. Because what I've been telling y'all for the longest, man. All right. This has been going on for so long, 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 so long. All right. And everybody is starting to wake up. Like I said, man, it's so much scheming, frauding, and scamming going on, man. All right. They don't like it, do they? Huh? Huh? They don't like it, do they? You see what I'm saying? Yeah, they don't like it, but they gonna have to deal with it until I get ready to say I don't want to do it anymore. All right? Because it is documented. Are we loud and clear, y'all? Drop a one in the chat if the mic is loud and clear. Shout out everybody that's up in here, man. Okay. Fraudulent scheme. What I tell y'all about the raffle tickets, right? What I tell y'all about the raffle tickets. Okay. No different from what's going on in these congregations and these ministries. Motherfucker just online doing it from a streaming point of view. Okay. And what everybody don't understand is as I strategically bring my content together as a collective, because this is what the fuck we do. We expose all motherfucking demons. All right. Shout out to the whole nation. I appreciate y'all because ain't nobody in this sector gonna cover what we gonna cover tonight. Because just like I just said, we got this goofy doing it from a streaming standpoint, right? A streaming platform, manipulating, lying, stealing, scamming, and shit like that. But a lot of people have no idea that also Mr. David Taylor was also doing this from a streaming perspective. Strategic drop. Okay, see, a lot of people have no idea, and they believe that this man was actually in person all right, all the time. The man started laying back at home and say, you know what? We can find an easier way to do this shit. I ain't even got to get up out my goddamn bed. I ain't even got to leave my goddamn house. All right. I ain't even got to come in and shake the people's hand. I ain't even got to be in the presence of the Lord while I'm serving the Lord in his house. You see this? You see this? All right. This is a full blown manipulation, deception tactic here. As we see, everybody think that this was national, as we hear across 4 states for over 10 years. But what motherfuckers fail to realize, y'all, all right, this was worldwide. This was worldwide. You know why it was worldwide? You see all them country flags up there representing each country. You see this, right? You know why this was worldwide? Because it's really worldwide. This is going on everywhere around the world. Real life. And what it say on the thumbnail? The modern day Jim Jones. Nothing different. This is the modern day Jim Jones that we are literally witnessing. For real. All right. And while everybody trying to, you know what they're gonna do, man, all the time, man. They're gonna put the black man on Front Street, right? All right, this man right here ain't no different from Joyce Meyer. This man ain't no different from Joel Osteen. The same shit. How long has Joyce Meyer been doing this, y'all? All right. How long has Joyce Meyer been doing this type of shit? All right. Has anything happened to Joyce Meyer? Had the feds came in and ran down on Joyce Meyer? Nope. Had they ran down on Osteen? Nope. Had they ran down on TD Jakes? Nope. It was talks about it, but did it happen? Did it happen? No federal charges or anything was ever brought up on TD Jakes. But this is sending a message to TD Jakes and everyone else that has been running these congregations, all right, for a financial benefit only. All right, this is a business. All right, and I can't stand individuals that come in the form of light and really been sent, all right, from the darkness by Lucifer himself. All right, now all type of plays were being ran. Shout out the whole nation, man. I appreciate everybody that's coming up in here, man. Please get the views to match the lights and the lights to match the views so we can get in the algorithm. A lot of people don't know that we live. A lot of people ain't even covering this on a live perspective, from a live standpoint. You know why? Because everybody's all distracted and confused with the Young Thug shit and everything that's going on, man. They got everybody looking every which way except the right way. They got everybody looking down instead of up. Everybody looking left instead of right. Okay? All right? Now, the crazy thing about all this is, like I said, you got to watch how people come up on this internet. Okay, because this is how he gained his following on the internet. He didn't gain his following, y'all, from preaching in person or teaching in person or whatever the fuck he want to call it. All right. He didn't build this following from that. He built this following from live streams. And this is how he was able to accumulate millions and millions and millions at a rapid rate because people were donating from all over the world, from all different countries. Not only that, man. All right, they had all different type of facilities, man, set up around the nation, around the globe. All right, that was set up like cults, literally, like cults. All right, so everything ain't what it seemed to be. All right, just ask my man over there. All right, hit the like button, drop your fire and TVs in the chat, man. Everybody ain't who they seem to be.
Not that it doesn't hit my radar, but I wouldn't cover. But I know Flacco's gonna have a lot to say about it.
Facts.
That's your realm at this point.
Yeah.
You're good at it. There's a couple other people that are also in that realm, like
Who?
like Ceddy Nash, right?
And he's one of the only new niggas that I fuck with. I feel like Ceddy Nash is somebody who he don't have a.
What about King AK-47? You fuck with him?
No.
You don't?
No.
What happened? Why you don't fuck with him?
So he claims he's the voice of the streets, right? How can you be the voice of the streets when we don't know what street you're from?
Oh man.
And he was in Chicago, right? You know.
Is he from Chicago?
No. Hey, no, listen. Hey, listen, and he was in Chicago.
I'm gonna do a Google search. You're not about to play with
Right?
him like that.
No,
I mean, you don't know what street he's from.
listen, I've been 100%. And he was in Chicago, and dumb boys were sending him to the store for Jolly Ranchers and loose leaves.
You're lying.
He got his ass kicked out of Chicago, went to Ohio, graduated a little bit, right? And now he's a dude boy who gets sent to the store for fucking cigarettes, turned on YouTube and started cosplaying as a real nigga.
Wait, are you talking about King AK-47? You're not talking about him.
That bitch ass nigga is a dude boy who gets sent to the store for Jolly Ranchers, turn on YouTube and start cosplaying as the meanest, baddest nigga ever.
How did y'all's situation go left? What's going on with this?
We have no beef. Listen, right? So look, I'm somebody where I show love to
Flacco about to
everybody.
go crazy.
Look, he's scared.
Fuck wrong with this?
He making it up. He making it up.
Rapping, nigga?
He making it up. Look. He's scared. Look at his eyes. Oh, that's it. Oh, you wanted to play and make a joke out of it. Nah, you scared to talk to me. Look. It's the police, y'all.
Told
What
you.
is y'all niggas doing?
All right, and this was been out there way before Omega dropped, way before I dropped. All right, it's years of people that has been collecting data on this dude and exposing him from scamming and running plays on people, bro. Look at the title. Look at the title. All right, it say 2 years ago, don't it? All right, running scams, running plays. Where? From a streaming standpoint, similar, all right, to what this dude is doing right here. It's no different. It's no different. All right. He just preaching and teaching, allegedly, all right, the word from the Most High, but he's twisting it. And we got this goofy here, all right. He's speaking from a street perspective, all right, and twisting it, and he's a real life snitch, but telling people on the internet, all right, street niggas and real niggas don't be snitching. And you claim you're a real nigga in the street, nigga, but you a fucking snitch. You's an undercover. All right? You's an undercover, bro. You's an undercover. It's nothing. It's like I said last night toward the end of my live stream, man. It's nothing that I would sit here and lie on a motherfucker about. What we got to lie for when everything is right in our face? Who would tell a lie on a motherfucker like, yo, bro, you was right there on the scene when your homie got knocked down, you left your man, hey, motherfucker thing, bro. Who gonna tell some shit like that, bro? Who gonna lie on some shit like that? Where the fuck would somebody pull a story out their ass like that and just lie for, my nigga? Shout out the whole nation. All right, this is been happening over a course of time, y'all. over a course of time. And I've been getting a lot of complaints on the back end. I got emails, I got DMs from people from a year and a half ago that was asking me to expose this dude, bro. From what he been doing and how he been running plays and scams on hella people, raffle tickets, you name it. Didn't I show y'all the receipts with the raffle tickets? Didn't I just show y'all that? And like I said, the same nigga that exposed him brought his baby mama on the platform and the raffle tickets, y'all. He went over there and befriended the nigga and joined the live with him, bro. And homie still got the video up over there. All right? Homie still got, check it out.
If you want to build an app and have no idea how to code or where to start, check out Base44.
Show you this shit. Show you this shit, man. Look. It's still up.
Somebody gonna appreciate it. Go ahead before you get blocked.
Some woman said, AK, give away some for women, not for men all the time.
See that?
Oh, somebody, Byron Eagle just donated 20. Damn.
God damn.
All right. So it's a whole motherfucking breakdown on that. Individuals that actually send this nigga money, join the live streams and all that. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, man, all right, it's no different from him running plays on this type of community as I strategically bring my content together as a collective, and this goofy motherfucker running plays on this type of community. All right? That's right. I'm hip to every motherfucking thing, and I stand on what's right. And I highly, highly disagree with this shit right here. And I highly, highly disagree with this shit right here. And that's only the tip of the iceberg. Pause. All right? The scamming shit, that's only the tip of the iceberg. That's only the tip of the iceberg. Bro, what about all the money from the fucking promos that you owe people? We ain't even talking about the raffle tickets. I told y'all, don't fuck with Seti Nash and that raffle shit either. That's who taught AK how to do the shit. AK, if y'all go back, y'all strategic drop. He never did raffle tickets until he started fucking with Seti Nash. And Seti Nash right now got the shit in the background written on a goddamn piece of paper. Motherfuckers want all this money they making on the internet, bro. He's another motherfucker, Seti Nash, who won't even invest in his platform. Ain't got a green screen, ain't got nothing. Got an empty Xbox S sitting up there in the background. All right? With a piece of paper written talking about you can win an Xbox, buy a raffle ticket. Yo, what type of shit niggas on? All right? What type of shit niggas on? Okay? Crazy work. Crazy work. Yes, it is embarrassing. Yes, it is embarrassing. All right? And like I said, all right? Shout out everybody up in here, man. Can we get the views to match the likes and the likes to match the views respectfully? You know what I'm saying? I know it ain't that many people up in here. All right. But I appreciate y'all. If y'all hit the like button, I'm going to give y'all the same energy, the same show like I always do if it was 200 or 300 people up in here. All right. Strategic breakdown. Strategic breakdown. This is what we here to do. All right. So if y'all can stomp on that like button, I would really appreciate it, because we are here to give awareness. Let's not forget about that. This ain't got nothing to do with roasting. This ain't got nothing to do with jealousy. This ain't got nothing to do with hating. Don't get it fucked up and twisted and all twisted and fucked up. Don't get it misconstrued. This is about raising awareness. Okay? Raising awareness. So when you come in contact, not even with him or this goofy motherfucker David, with anybody else, all right, who is leading people with this perception of deception, you know what the hell is going on. You know what it is. Nobody else won't fall victim to this shit. How much money has he taken from motherfuckers? We just gonna let him continue to steal money every night from people, bro? And ain't nobody gonna say nothing about it? Man, you crazy as fuck. You crazy as hell, nigga. I go to the end with this shit. I go to bat with this shit all the way, no matter what type of balls are thrown. Fast, curve, splitter, sinker. I'm knocking all them bitches out the park, my nigga. I'm telling you. If y'all thought that King World takedown was something, bro, all right, I'm telling you, bro, all right, this shit got to stop here. This shit got to stop. This shit got to stop, bro. All right? Okay? This shit got to stop. And check it out, bro. I've been talking to some people on the back end, bro. All right? At YouTube headquarters, at Google headquarters, and the rest of them, all in the above. And we got all the data on every live stream. We got multiple victims that has reported this channel for fraud. We have all the reports as we about to get serious now. All right? It's about to be serious now. You see, everybody laughing and joking like it's a motherfucking game. But enjoy that. Enjoy that. Okay? So, like I said, man, it's a team of individuals. Not only is him, it's multiple content creators that are doing this. That Google, YouTube, and the feds are working together, y'all, all right, to try to put a stop to this shit. Because in reality, like I was explaining last night on my live stream, right? I said that by individuals coming on Google, advertising, false promotions, bro, and people are sending them money and got the receipts of motherfuckers sending them money. All right, that shit can actually fall back on YouTube because you're allowing this content creator to come up here and scam people. You are allowing this to happen after report, after report, after report, after report. All right? You see, I don't think y'all understand how deep this shit really is. All right? I don't think y'all understand how much money he has accumulated from scamming individuals, and everything is documented in the data. That's what makes it so bad, because he has no Cash App. All of his donations are going to somebody else's Cash App. Rule number one, all right? Never let them know how much dough you hold, because you know. All right, let me flip the 10 crack commandments, nigga. All right, rule number one, never let them know how much dough you hold, because you know. And when we get Cash App, transfers, receiving and outgoing, all right, it's kept in the cloud with data. All right, so how many Cash Apps has this man ran through? How many Apple Pays has this man ran through? How many Zells has this man ran through? Shout out everybody that's up in here, man. How many? How many? Let me tell you why this shit about to hit different as I strategically break this down. All right. David Osteen. A lot of people have no idea why the feds came in and why they had to act very fast on this dude, quick and fast. All right. Similar to what I just was explaining about AK 47, right? How he's scamming people on this platform, which is YouTube, and YouTube is allowing it. So what's going on with Mr. David Osteen? All right, he was doing the same thing, but he was doing it on the Roku platform, ladies and gentlemen, as I strategically break this down. Okay, so let me show you what's really going on here. Shout out the whole Fire Starter family, man. All right, check it out. So he was running strategic drop, bro. One of the best to do this shit. Okay? One of the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Now, David Taylor, like I said, a light bulb went off in his head because we know over the last decade, all right, streaming and social media has become a very beneficial situation for a lot of people. It has become a complete financial turnaround for a lot of people's lives. And what David decided to do is he decided to run his ministries, okay, from live streaming. He built his following. Shout out everybody up in here, man. Let's get the views to match the likes and the likes to match the views so we can continue to get individuals up in here so we can raise awareness, please. All right? Because this type of behavior is still going on in every city, in every state. A lot of you possibly go to ministries similar to this. All right, and this ain't no shot at nobody. I'm just keeping it all the way 100. All right, I fear the Most High, and when you fear the Most High, it comes with spiritual laws. Okay, it comes with spiritual laws that must not be broken. All right, but you have these individuals that break every spiritual law there is that was written in stone because they have no soul. Because they have no soul. All right. And with that being said, a light bulb went off in Jimmy's head, and Jimmy and his team of fraudulent individuals decided to take this thing international, worldwide, and not do it by physically traveling to these countries, not by doing it by physically traveling to these states and different cities. Yes, they had different facilities or organizations in states, but the way this congregation was being ran, all right, was majority through live streaming. All right. And so many complaints have came in about David. All right. So many different complaints had came in about David over the course of these years. All right. Not only was there so many complaints coming in with David, you see, where everybody failing to realize when we see this mugshot here, all right, this is actually a previous mugshot from a previous charge. Oh my goodness, Lord be with him, man. All right, forgive them for what they do not know or understand. But in this situation, this man totally knew right from wrong and definitely understood. And the flaming fire is definitely coming for his ass. Look at the fucking darkness around his eyes, y'all. The man haven't slept in years. He's already being haunted, bro. He's already being tortured and tormented, bro. All right, you can see it in his face. Look at the darkness. Look at the motherfucking tea bags under his eyes. You see what I'm saying? Every time he closes his eyes, every time he go to sleep, it's up. It's up. The demon's coming for him. He can't close his eyes. He trying to stay up. He drugging. He drinking. All right, having all kinds of sexual relations with women and men in the congregation. And the more you fall victim to the devil, the more deeper you are in his realm. Are we right or wrong? Shout out everybody up in here. Strategic information. Let's get it up tonight. This is what we are here to do. All right. I love to slay shit like this. This is what I stomp, step, and stand on right here. We here to cut the motherfucking head off the demon. All right. We here to cut the head off the motherfucking snake. For real, bro. All right. To raise awareness. So people that are blind, that's being led by the blind, will be able to fucking see. Because once upon a time, I was blind. Once upon a time, we all was blind. All right. And led the wrong way in some type of shape, form, or fashion. All right. But now we see. And not only do we see, we're able to be spiritually aware of these type of demons. All right. When we see them, when we come in contact with them, by the way they converse, by their what? Actions. Fuck what come out their mouth. Fuck all this and all that. Because we know the devil come in the form of light and will shake your hand very polite and smile in your face. Okay? But we go by actions of a man. All right? And this man actions, what I'm going to prove here tonight, okay, because just we heard a lot that was going on the news. But what we're going to break down tonight is going to be internal. It's going to be internal. All right? We going on the inside. We going on the inside. All right? So check this out. Like I said, this man was running a whole television production studio shit. And what I mean by running a whole television production studio, all right, he had actors. He had people playing the role. All right, he had script writers. You name it. Let me say it again. All right, this man had a full-blown TV and production film and team, with a whole team of actors, with a whole team of writers, and with a whole team of cameramen, editors, you name it. You name it. And check this out. The plays that this guy was running on people. Okay. I feel so sorry for these disabled individuals, man, that he been leading astray for so long and stealing their money, because he was running plays. Him and people that he manipulated within the congregation was running plays on the whole community within the congregation, making people believe the more money you donate, all right, the more God will bless you with blessings and miracles. You see what I'm saying? Okay. The more money you donate, the more you worship me, or should I say, the more they worship him, and the more money they donate to him in the congregation, the more blessings and miracles will fall upon you. Not only will blessings and miracles fall upon you, if you are a paraplegic, all right, and you couldn't move for 10, 12, 13 years, all right, you'll be able to get up one day and just rise up and just start walking if you continue to donate and worship me. If you got, okay, arthritis in your foot, all right, and the foot been giving you pain, and it done went to infections, and you got diabetes, and they talking about amputations, all right, all right. No, 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 no. Donate to me. Donate to me. God said you donate to me, all right, and more miracles and blessings will fall upon you. So I know y'all like, yo, God fear. For real? Nah, this is dead ass. Y'all see all them wheelchairs and crutches, y'all? Hit the like button. All right. Let me show y'all what this motherfucker was doing. All right. And then we gonna get into some more dark shit that this man was into. Okay. Because like I said, this dude is wild. Now look, before we go all the way in, his profile picture says a lot. See this, right? He take everybody, canes and walkers, and everybody that come in there, yo. He take all their canes and all their walkers until they donate, bro. Check this out. Yo, this shit gonna blow y'all away. Okay? And he got actors in place. Hit the like button, man. All right, please, y'all. Let's get the awareness out, because people right now are being manipulated, possibly by their local church or their local fucking ministry or their local congregation. I'm just keeping it real. And the reason why I say that is because, no, this ain't no shot at the church, communities, and things like that. No, all I'm saying is you can't walk in no building and find God. You can't walk in no building and be saved. That's all I'm saying. All right. And you seeing people actually flocking and being attracted by all the materialistic things in these congregations, bro, because they won't walk in a hole in the wall spot. They too good for that, right? And we talking about these wealthy folks, okay? We talking about these wealthy folks. When they look at the congregation on the corner and they need all kinds of upgrades, they got holes in the wall, shit leaking, they might only got maybe 15 or 20 people, okay, that's been going there for the past 20 years. They look down on people like that. They look down on them congregations, right? So when wealthy people see that, they turn their head from it. But you fear God. You accepted Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, though, right? You believe in the Holy Trinity, right? You can recite every Bible verse front to back, back to front, upside down, right, upside down, left. Okay, but when you see another congregation that don't live up to the expectations of your congregation, you judge that congregation. You don't want to be a part of that congregation. You don't want to walk into that congregation. Okay, but if you fear the Most High with your life, if you love the Most High more than you love your purpose on this earth and more than you love yourself, none of that would matter. So a lot of these people actually got what they deserve. I'm not saying all of them, y'all. All right. But some of them actually got what they fucking deserve. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of them, all right, was acting like they are better than others because they congregation doing this. Oh yeah, my congregation doing that. Oh yeah, we going on trips this week. Oh yeah, this congregation taking the kids this place. Oh yeah, my pastor better than your pastor. Let's talk about it, bro. Come on, nigga. Hit the like button. We gonna step on it tonight. I ain't even get started yet. Let's talk about all the tension and beef within the church communities and the congregations. Okay, my pastor better than yours, my congregation better than yours. Oh, we got a better facility than yours. Oh, we got flat screen TVs in ours. Oh yeah, we eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner in our facility. Yup. Yeah, I ain't going down there. I don't like it. It's dirty down there. It's nasty. Nah, I ain't going on. Nah. Yeah, that's what's going on. My pastor better than your pastor, right? Well, when you have individuals thinking like that, you know that they cannot fear the Most High because you're not supposed to receive who is giving you the message. You are supposed to receive the message within itself. Don't worship the messenger, worship the message. And if you worship the message, it wouldn't matter what goddamn building is in. You wouldn't need a big ass castle, kingdom, or a big ass palace to go in there and act like you serving God, my nigga. All right? That shit don't fly with me. And it don't fly with true believers who go by real spiritual laws. Real spiritual laws that are not to be broken. Congregations are breaking every spiritual law there is. Okay? But like I said, check this out. All right? This guy, David Taylor, was taking everybody's crutches, they canes, they walkers, they wheelchairs, you name it, and manipulated them. Okay, check it out. And all this is documented. Okay, let me see something here. Let me show y'all this. Shout out the whole nation and everybody that's up in here, man. Okay, so as we see, he's on live stream, y'all. He's not even there. Strategic drop. All right, he's on live stream now. And everybody that's up here, some of these individuals that claiming that they can get up and walk are not even disabled. All right, it's a whole play. on the community. You see, he done took this shit to another level. All right, and it says in the Bible that this type of thing is a different type of manipulation. All right, now, if you look, this is also a way of him symbolically sending a message to the community that's disabled that follow his congregation. All right, letting them know that you are crippled without me. You are crippled without me. You are crippled if you don't do what I tell you to do. You will be crippled for life. The Most High won't shower you with no blessings. The Most High won't bless you or your family. Can you imagine being manipulated like that at a vulnerable time in your life when you actually really looking for a safe haven and some sanctuary and things like that? And you got people that'll play on you and play on you and play on you. All right, and run scripted plays on the people from a goddamn camera, bro. He's not even in the building with them. And like I said, you see all the flags. This is international shit. This is worldwide. Worldwide. And this is why the money was generating on a strategic rate. They said over $50 million. Listen here, I'm hearing this man generated billions. Not no millions. Billions, y'all. Billions. This man was generating billions. Also, he was doing it through the Roku app. As I come back strategically again, when he was streaming through Roku. You see what I'm saying? I believe, when did Roku first come out, y'all, as we strategically break this down? Now, let's look at the let's look at what they saying on the news of how long of a run this dude and his comrades had, yo. All right. So hit the like button, drop y'all fire TVs in the chat. Let's go, man.
$1 million labor trafficking and money. Federal agents swarmed the campus of a North Houston church. Two of its pastors are now accused of running a $50 million labor trafficking and money laundering scheme. KPRC2 reporter Rochelle Turner is outside Joshua Media Ministries International with what investigators say was happening behind closed doors.
Federal prosecutors say the two leaders solicited donations and even forced followers into labor. Now, all day we've seen agents coming in and out of this campus. We spoke to a man who works next door, and he says that he noticed unusual activity at the church in the past year. He remembers trying to offer a man some water while he was cutting grass, but says he just looked away. Drone video shows a bird's eye view of the JMMI Global Campus for Harvest off the North Freeway in North Houston. The property belongs to the Kingdom of God Global Church. On Wednesday, a heavy law enforcement presence surrounded the facility. FBI agents moving in and out for hours. Sean Oakland works next door at City Electric Supply and says the scene didn't shock him.
I rolled up and I saw a lot of cars parked in the street right here, and we had probably about 6-7 cops in here, and I pretty much knew right away what it was. When I first started working here, they let me know that there's a cult right behind us, and I was wondering what that was about. I thought they were messing with me, and I looked up the name, and saw the owner, his previous indictments and everything, and walked inside. I was like, y'all weren't joking, huh?
Federal prosecutors say ministry leaders David Taylor and Michelle Brannon ran call centers in Michigan, Florida, Texas, and Missouri. They're accused of forcing followers to work long hours for little or no pay, pressuring them to meet steep donation quotas. Victims reportedly lived in ministry housing or even slept inside those call centers, with their movements strictly controlled.
They would have people cut this big field of grass with a push mower, and they would be out here for 8 hours a day. I mean, from sun up to sundown, and I don't know, whenever I leave, I don't know what happens, but they were here the whole time I was here, and we always joked that it was punishment, and now reading all this stuff, the unpaid labor, I'm sure it was.
According to a 10-count federal indictment, Taylor, who called himself an apostle, required some followers known as armor bearers to serve him around the clock. Prosecutors allege they transported women to him and in some cases were told to take emergency contraceptives. Oakland says strange things were common, like unmarked cars and armed guards on the property.
Big stages in the back, no one's ever on them, set up with pictures of people's faces and a curtain where you couldn't really see what's going on. People peeping in and out of windows, only time we ever really saw people.
Taylor was arrested in North Carolina, Brannon in Florida. Both are expected to make their first court appearances very soon. Investigators say this is only the beginning, and they're urging anyone who may be victimized to come forward. Reporting in North.
Urging anyone that may have been victimized to come forward. All right, and motherfuckers been coming forward. Feds was building. Victims been coming forward. All right. They've been saying for at least about 7 years. All right. But they got evidence that's possibly going back all the way 2014, 2013. All right. 12-year, 13-year fucking investigation leading to everything, yo. And crazy thing about this, y'all, like I said, we hear the torment and the punishment that he was putting these people through. He had these people filing homeless so they could get food stamps and state care and government assistance, and he was taking their government assistance. He was taking a government assistance, y'all. He was taking child support checks and everything, yo. That's right. The man was taking child support checks. All right. He was taking PPP loans. All right. He was taking, what's that shit on? When what's that shit, man? The pandemic funds, all that, bro. They got records of all that, bro. You see, he had multiple. Let me show y'all this shit. All right, he had multiple congregations set up in facilities all around the nation where people were living at these facilities, right? Check it out. People were living at these facilities, okay? Everywhere where he did a tour at, they said he had facilities in those states, okay? Where they run down at Florida, Texas, North Carolina, and Michigan. As we see, those are also a part of the tour stop. Okay, so all these places where he was going on a tour at, he had facilities where people were living there. Now, when the pandemic came, y'all, all right, allegedly, people were filing for unemployment and the pandemic funds and all this and all that. You see, we getting all the way into it. Okay. he was manipulating people, getting them to apply for these benefits, and were taking their benefits. We're taking their benefits, had them working, slaving them like they were dogs, wasn't giving them shit. People been slaves and captive, you might as well say, of this cult for over a decade. Now, that's going back on paper, but I bet you it go back further than that. I bet you go back further than that. I can guarantee you it go back further than that. Okay, because check it out. Him and somebody sat down and put this play together. Like I said, they said it go back 10 years. All his content was coming through Roku. See, home, donate, event calendar, everything was coming through this Roku platform. Okay, and Roku was allowing it. You see what I'm saying? So that was also a red flag why the feds had to come in and do something about that. And that's similar, as I strategically drop it again, what I was saying about motherfuckers scamming, fraud, and scheming on the YouTube streets and scamming people, running plays like they gonna do promos and shit, taking people money and not doing promos, but they're still coming up, advertising false advertisement and not giving people their promos and their advertising on YouTube. You see what I'm saying? So people are complaining to YouTube just like people were complaining to Roku because he was international with it. This is how he was getting most of his money, through this Roku streaming shit. This is how he was getting most of his engagement. So okay, they say the first Roku that came out was in 2008. Now, I'm going to keep it real. In 2008, me personally, I wasn't streaming yet. You know what I'm saying? I ain't started streaming until like 2016. That's when I got hit. You know what I mean? To like the Fire Sticks, the Rokus and shit. That's when they really started to hit like everywhere throughout the nation and through people's homes. And that's when all the other TV and cable and all the other platforms started incorporating more into streaming. Okay, but back in 2008, cable and shit was still a thing. In 2008, people still had cable. People still had what's that shit? DirecTV, all that satellite shit back in 2008. You know what I'm saying? So around the time when they recreated the whole format of it all, around 2014, okay, when it said Roku expanded its platform by partnering with TV manufacturers to license its technology for smart TVs, leading to the creation of Roku TVs and also allowing for other broadcast companies and other channels and TV outlets to also partner with this streaming Roku service so individuals could download their app and have access to their content. And that's what actually put cable to rest. Smart TVs, Roku TVs. How many people got a Roku TV in their house? If you don't have a Roku TV, you have a TV with a Roku built into it. If not, you have a Fire Stick, Amazon, or a TV with that shit already incorporated in it. Either it got the Amazon Fire Stick streaming service or the Roku, one or the other. One or the other. That's the only way that we can get it in our homes, in the living room, on the TV. One of those TVs are going to be Roku, or one of them TVs are going to be Amazon Fire Stick. Okay, but like I said, this man took it to a whole nother level. It was running all type of plays. Okay, now where everybody failed to realize, y'all, okay, that it was back in May when, you know, the feds say enough is enough. Okay, so he had this Mother's Day celebration, y'all. All right. Let me break this down. Resources are telling me that he had this Mother's Day celebration, okay? But it was different Mother's Day celebrations on different levels, all right? Now, they said during this Mother's Day weekend or the week of Mother's Day, all right, some wild shit happened at one of his properties. I don't know which property it was. I haven't got confirmation on that yet. I don't know who or which women it was. Okay. So I ain't even about to sit here and cap y'all like, yeah, this was a woman, that was a woman. Nah. All right. Okay. I don't know what woman it was, but I know one thing for sure, two things for certain. All right. The situation that went down on Mother's Day was a diabolical one. Not only was it a diabolical one, all right, it was a manipulating one. All right. So he planned these Mother Day dinner celebrations for certain individuals of certain congregations. Certain women were picked only. All right. As I strategically break this down. All right. Certain women were picked for this special dinner. As it says, David Taylor 2025 Mother's Day celebration with David Taylor. You see this, right? Okay. May the Lord bless you with divine rest, favor, and overflow his love. All right. Her children arise and call her blessed. You see what I'm saying? See the manipulation? They're not actually receiving the message in spirit. They're receiving, all right, the manipulation from the messenger. Okay, so it was a little celebration here, little celebration here. As y'all see, some people had a party and they had flowers, right? Pay attention. Some people had flowers. Some people had cupcakes. See what I'm saying? Some people had Russell Stovers. All right. And all the other things that possibly come with it. Okay. And then there was another dinner. Hit the like button as I strategically break this down. All right. Then it was another day. Another dinner. 2025 Mother's Day celebration with David E. Taylor. You see this, right? From my heart to yours, I want to personally wish every mother a beautiful and blessed day. Your love, sacrifice, and prayers are the foundation of generation. All right. So we see this is in another location now. It's not the same location from the previous picture I just showed you. As y'all can see, these are different days. Strategic drop. This is May 11th. The one I just showed you was what? May 12th. Everybody pay attention. Everybody pay attention to what's going on here. All right, because if it was a Mother's Day celebration, everybody should be celebrating together. All the pictures should be getting uploaded on the same day, all at one time, right? But there's a reason why for that. All right, strategic breakdown. This is the 11th. All right, you see her, she looking all weird, like, man, this shit don't feel right here. All right. As we see, certain people got plaques and flowers, right? Pay attention. Certain people got cooked food. As we see, it's not a whole lot of food, right? See that, right? Only for a personal select few of people. All right. So as we go down some more, we'll see some more people. Like I said, some people were in a mansion at a dinner. Some people were at a congregation on a stage. See the difference, right? All right, so pay attention. Look at the caption. Happy Mother's Day to all the mighty women of God. Pay attention now. All right, pay attention to this fucking creep. Different locations, different settings, all right, different blessings being showered on you by the devil in a what? Materialistic way. All right. So look, happy Mother's Day to all the women of God, all the mighty women. Yes, Lord. All right. I don't know what you come to do, but I come to praise the name. Yeah. All right. When you hear a whole lot of that, that's a whole lot of acting. That's a whole lot of putting on, just keeping it real. Okay. So as we see, certain people were chose for certain things. As you see, a private dinner. Okay. Private dinner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the woman that's sitting here, she's taking a picture. You know who's sitting there? You know who chair that was, right? Mr. David's chair. That's right. That was his chair. He was sitting there at this table with a select few of women. As you see, may you receive divine strength, refreshing, and joy today. Happy Mother's Day. Amen. Yeah. Amen. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Pay attention to the manipulation. Shower the females with flowers and balloons, just like somebody just said in my chat earlier. All right. They are known to prey on women's emotions so much. All right. And I feel so sorry for women who go through this, because this is the worst type of abuse. Yes, I know physical abuse could be very harmful and devastating to your life, but that mental and spiritual abuse will corrupt you for eternity. It will corrupt you for eternity. You wouldn't, after somebody go through something like this, man, it'll make people stop believing in the Most High, bro, because they got manipulated by somebody that they thought was sent by God. And this is why a lot of people reject God right now. This is why a lot of people, all right, don't have their faith in the Most High because of similar situations like this, man. All right, for real, this real talk. This real talk. All right, this real talk though. Okay, so like I said, he's saying, Happy Mother's Day. The Lord sees every sacrifice you made, and he's sending you a season and a refreshing reward. You see this, right? Pay attention. All right. Deceiving these women with deception. What type of sacrifices did they make for you, David? Talk about it. All right. Talk about it. What type of sacrifices did they make for you, David? All right. What's so different about these women than all the other women that showed up in your congregation? What type of sacrifices did these particular women with these plaques, okay, that was at this dinner with you? Because we heard about the human trafficking. All right. We heard about what he was doing to individuals to what? Prevent pregnancy, right? All right. This is the modern day Jim Jones, like I was saying. This is the modern day Jim Jones. The type of shit he was on. I don't see how they allowed this to go on for so long. And the reason why I believe possibly why they allowed this shit to go on for so long, because like I said, man, this shit was being streamed, yo. And this man had multiple complaints and charges against him. But I believe that it was possibly some bigger predecessors involved in this situation. Okay. Allen Girl says, I've been burnt by the church, so I don't go to that place anymore. And that's understandable. I've been burnt by him too. I've been burnt by him too. I tell y'all all the time, once I was blind, but now I see. On so many different levels. I got manipulated. I got burnt. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy because now people don't even want to walk into the church anymore. But for the ones who actually don't like really have a relationship with the Most High, all they know is the church. You see what I'm saying? All they know is the church. So if they ain't got a church to go to, or the church been taken away, they don't know how to worship. You know what I'm saying? They don't know how to worship because they so used to worshiping in a way that's really not the way. And that's why when they not in that church, they be lost. You see what I'm saying? But this is why I say you must build a personal relationship with your maker. All right? And build it with him. He gonna let you know what it is. He gonna guide you. He gonna lead you. He gonna guide you and he gonna lead you. And I can bet you, okay, at least you, Alan girl, Miss Paula, right? You were able to recognize that you were being burnt and leave that place. You see what I'm saying? Some people don't even recognize that they've been burnt and they continue to get burnt. They don't even realize that they being burnt. They ain't got no spiritual awareness at all. All right. And the Most High, Paula, you got some spiritual awareness because you possibly wouldn't even recognize it. You would have just thought, okay, maybe that's just the way it is when you serving God. Maybe that's just how it go. You know what I mean? Because everybody worship the preacher and not the message, not the word. You know what I'm saying? So, man, yes, they brainwash a lot of people, bro. All right.
Seen people, you try to give them something, but they won't receive it. They lack meekness. They have pride in their heart. Because the Bible says, receive with meekness the engrafted word, which is able to save your soul. There it is. When the Bible speaks of receiving, it speaks of you having to be meek to receive. But when it speaks of giving, it speaks of you having to be humble to be a giver. So when people struggle with giving, it's because they have pride and not humility. When they struggle with receiving a gift that God is trying to get to them or trying to give them something from somebody else, that's a lack of meekness. Receive with meekness the engrafted word, which is able to save your soul. One of the reasons why people don't receive enough of God's word in their life and put themselves humbly under someone to be teachable, to receive training, is because they're not meek. Have you ever seen people, you try to give them something, but they won't receive it? They lack meekness. They have pride in their heart. Because the Bible says, receive with meekness the engrafted word, which is able to save your soul. There it is. When the Bible speaks of receiving, it speaks of you having to be meek to receive. But when it speaks of giving, it speaks of you having to be humble to be a giver.
You see this?
So when people struggle with giving, it's because they have pride and not humility.
You see that, right? Strategic drop and manipulation. Okay? You hear what he said? He made people feel bad if you don't donate. Okay? He twists the words, twists the scriptures. Oh, the devil good at it, bro. The devil is good at it. The devil is good at it, yo. I'm telling you. You hear this, man? You hear him? You see, a normal individual who ain't really got no comprehension on all levels, this shit'll go right over their head and under their feet, bro. They'd be so bamboozled by this dude. And it's similar what's going on the YouTube streets. Okay. Oh, you can't donate to me. You can't do this. I gotta go for this. I gotta go for that. That's right. That's right. I gotta go for this and a go for that. And if you don't donate, then fuck y'all then. I'm blocking y'all. You see what I'm saying? He just bringing it in another way, in another form. And this was his whole play, the wheelchair thing. You see this, right? To cripple them physically, mentally, and emotionally. This was the whole play. This was the big play. Him in the wheelchair and manipulating the disabled and paraplegic people, bro. Got them thinking that one day they gonna walk again. People paralyzed from the waist down. He running plays on them. Him and the whole congregation. You see when he live streaming with a Nike hoodie on, bro. He got a Nike tech suit on, preaching the Lord. With a Nike tech suit on, man. Are you serious? Live streaming. So he getting money from all aspects, bro. He ain't had to leave his house. He probably got on slippers and shit. He ain't had to leave his house. That's nothing but a green screen, a mic, and a podium standing in front of him. That's it. And he talking to millions of people around the world. Millions of people around the world, y'all. Okay, so let's get into two self-professed religious leaders who use physical and psychological abuse, all right, to coerce victims, to solicit tens of millions in donations federally. Federally, once you reach a certain quota, it's federal now. Strategic drop. Similar like when you steal something and it's over a certain amount, it's a felony and shit. It got to be worth a certain amount. Similar when you running fraud plays and scheming and frauding people, if it run over a certain amount in a certain quota, it's no longer state, it's federal now. Okay, so you best to believe content creators, yo, 2026 is gonna be the year that they come cracking down on these content creators for running plays over the last 4 or 5 years on their platform. And they got all the receipts from all the money because it's all digital transactions. And they ain't like your subscribers are paying you hand to hand. Strategic drop. How you think they was able to get the data on how much money this dude was bringing in and how much he had? Every dollar from your following on social media comes through a digital aspect, whether it's PayPal, Cash App, Zelle, Apple Pay, Super Chats. It don't matter. They got tabs on it all, bro. Ain't no way around that shit. Ain't no way around it. Okay? So motherfuckers think that they getting by and all that. Nigga, you better pray that your ass don't get hit with a federal charge, motherfucker. All right, and you're gonna have to pay all that money back to individuals. All right? He's 53 years old. This chick, the white chick, all right? He was having sexual relations with her as well. That's right, Michelle. This ain't no cat. He done had sexual relations with her too. They started this whole shit together. She put him on to the corporate streaming and shit. You see, this picture was like 8, 9 years ago when they first started. You see, he ain't had no dark ring around his eyes, right? He ain't had no black rings around his eyes. He was getting some sleep, a little something. Okay? But once you start playing games with the Most High, all right, man, listen. Let me tell you something. It ain't nothing nice. It ain't nothing nice. Okay, and we can see from recent pictures of this man, he hasn't had no fucking sleep because the demons are haunting him. He's being punished, literally. He's being punished, literally. Man, haven't slept. It's crazy work. Okay, he had all kinds of goddamn spots, yo. I'm talking about all different types. Broadcasting studios. I told you, y'all. Look, I told you, yo. He had a whole production team. I told y'all. All right, and I didn't even see this earlier. This was what I was getting from my resources and from the research that I was doing. Check it out. Look. Home of the Miracles Today, Broadcasting Studios by David E. Taylor. Okay, so they got all the hard drives, they got everything, all the scripts that they were fucking writing and all the plays and who were playing the roles of what role and all that shit. Because they had individuals walking up on the stage, getting up out of wheelchairs, dropping their crutches and all this shit. Okay, like they really could walk again, but it wasn't nothing actually wrong with them people. They was running a play on the community to get them to donate. You see what I'm saying? And you heard what he said. All right, the reason why you ain't donating because you got too much pride.
When they struggle with receiving a gift that God is trying to get to them or trying to give them something from somebody else, that's a lack of meekness. Receive with meekness the engrafted word, which is able to save your soul. One of the reasons why people don't receive enough of God's word in their life and put themselves humbly under someone to be teachable, to receive training, is because they're not meek. Have you ever seen people, you try to give them something, but they won't receive it? They lack meekness. They have pride in their heart. Because the Bible says, receive with meekness the engrafted word, which is able to save your soul. There it is. When the Bible speaks of receiving, it speaks of you having to be meek to receive. But when it speaks of giving, it speaks of you having to be humble to be a giver. So when people struggle with giving, it's because they have pride and not humility. When they struggle with receiving a gift that God is trying to get to them or trying to give them something from somebody else, that's a lack of meekness.
Wow, this is crazy, bro.
Receive with meekness.
They allow
the engrafted word, which is able to save your soul. One of the reasons why people don't receive enough of God's word in their life and put themselves humbly under someone to be teachable, to receive training, is because they're not meek. Have you?
That's crazy. All right. And he got on a Nike Tech suit. Okay. He said, if you struggle to give, check your humility. All right. Okay. If you struggle to receive, check your meekness. If you struggle to give, check your humility. This is why so many people never truly get. Oh shit, yo. Can you believe this shit, yo? Can you? Wow. Mind blowing, yo. Mind blowing it. He was putting this on his IG and he was putting it in an audio form. He was filming it and he ain't care. He told these motherfuckers, listen here, y'all got $33,000 to make or y'all ain't going to fuck to sleep. I got the receipt. He said y'all got 30. He said y'all got $33,000 to make. Okay? Or you ain't going to sleep, yo. Can you believe that? All right, and he had people set up at call centers and everything, yo. Check it out.
Went viral in Houston and all across the country for that matter yesterday. We're talking about David E. Taylor, who was arrested and accused of using a church as a cover-up for human trafficking and money laundering. Fox 26's Sherman DeSalle broke the story and has been gathering more information.
Michelle Brannon, listed as the executive director of David E. Taylor's Kingdom of God Global Church, appeared in federal court Thursday. Several locations affiliated with the organization, including the JMMI building in North Houston, were raided simultaneously by the FBI Wednesday. Sources tell Fox 26 people found in some of these locations were in need of medical care and refused it. Gospel artist Vicky Yohe posted a video online shortly after the arrest. In her book, she says she dated Taylor for some time and tried to expose his crimes in the past.
Today was a victory for those who had no voice or who were afraid to expose the truth.
He was
They get
smashing
to
all
wake
of
up
them.
from their nightmare like I did several years ago.
The new court documents reveal potential fraud and major labor abuse. Alleged text messages to victims in the case reveal Taylor and Brannon demanded them to apply for government-funded EBT cards. They would then use those funds to purchase food for the staff. There were also times when staff would not eat or sleep if they didn't raise enough money for the organization. A September 2021 text reads, "Make sure no one eats until these numbers change. If they don't, you'll work until 4 a.m. Tell everyone they are not eating." In that same month, purchases were made for lavish items and expensive food, $10,000 worth of king crab legs.
And that's the type of evidence, if the government has that evidence and has some of the people who are going to testify, that's the type of evidence you just don't get, you don't run away from.
Isn't this the same guy who was facing some issues over his finances just 10 years ago? He was deposed. It went viral. You know, everybody was wondering then. So
you heard what he said. Ain't this the guy that was just facing, all right, some financial issues 10 years ago, right? And I told you that the Roku shit, and he started streaming 10 years ago due to when he met old girl right here, right? Everything changed for him. All right, and he started running this congregation, running this play on people, running this business. It's all the front. He's a character playing a role. He's a character playing a role. A character playing a role, y'all.
That's the type of evidence you just don't get, you don't run away from.
isn't this the same guy who was facing some issues over his finances just 10 years ago? He was deposed. It went viral. You know, everybody was wondering then. So a lot of people are wondering what would make it different now with him trying to fight this in court.
You know, money allegations when you're raising money as a church is a little bit different than when you've got people coming in and saying, I couldn't leave and I was forced to take plan B. And this is the type of stuff that you can't wash that off.
So Trinico goes on to say the amount that they're accused of collecting, over $50 million, won't be taken lightly in court either.
50 million. Listen here. I'm hearing This man accumulated like $2 billion, bro. $2 billion. We know over a course of 10 years, he doing this, live streaming, all them followers and shit that he had on that Roku joint, all that money that was coming in, man, we know he surpassed 50 million easy. Easy, like clockwork. They're not even adding the streaming numbers. That's why I said it's up in the billions, bro. They lying. Allegedly. All right? Allegedly. Okay, because they just said something about what he received from donations. But we know it's more money coming in from all different type of outlets when you running shit like that. All type of donations that's not even possibly reported, that go under the table. Okay, so these individuals, he will run the play and advertise it. Okay? And put them canes and crutches in the promos every time. See this, right? When he showed up live and did his live tours, everybody had to bring their wheelchairs up. I'm talking about crippled people, paralyzed people. They had to bring their wheelchair up. And they couldn't get it back until you donated, bro. And donated the quota that he wanted you to donate. Okay? Was it eating? I mean, excuse me, he wasn't feeding people. People, they wasn't eating. Okay? And like I said, this was the whole play. See this, right? Taking people, what? Walkers and shit. Yo, this is crazy. The Father and Jesus are going to visit your home to heal, save, and deliver you and your household. You see this, right? You see this, right? This is why a lot of people don't believe in the word, man. Because you got individuals like him twisting it. Shout out everybody up in here, man. Please hit the like button so we can get some awareness out about this creep, because it's all different type of manipulation going on, and it's a lot of manipulation that's going on in a lot of ministries and congregations. Okay, not just his. All right, it's a lot going on. Like I said, way before he came in, it was individuals that's been doing this way before him. What about when you wake up 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, all right, and you turn on the TV in the middle of the night, you see these type of broadcasters on TV, right? Way before social media even came in. Shout out everybody up in here. Way before social media even came in. Okay? Crazy. This was the hotline. Okay? That individuals are called, and he had a call center similar like the 700 Club. Strategic drop. We heard them say what? He had individuals in call centers. What do the 700 Club do, y'all? What do the 700 Club do? And how long has the 700 Club been doing it? How long has the 700 Club been doing it? Do the 700 Club have call centers or not? Do the 700 Club have people that call your house or not? Do the 700 Club have people sending all kinds of what? Brochures and booklets and things and try to get you to donate, right? Right? I'm just speaking the truth. For decades, let's do a strategic search. Shout out everybody up in here. Yeah, this go cut deep, okay? But I'm cleansing the wound. I'm cleansing the wound because, bruh, the shit that they has been hitting us with for years has cut deep with a whole lot of individuals. Do you know how much money the 700 Club has been stealing from people in for how many years? Okay, so let's do a strategic search. Check it out. The devil is a liar. Look at the numerology. Strategic drop. One of the best to do this shit, boy. Look at the numerology of the 700 Club. Had the feds ever ran down on them? Since his debut, November 1966. You see the numerology in that? 3666. 3966. What? What? And this was started it all right here. And all these other organizations that's ran in this type of format is nothing but subcontractors of the 700 Club, bro. But the fans ain't running down on them, though. What are they doing different that these other congregations in the kingdom of God not doing? We done seen on the 700 Club, I can play it right now, where they got a person getting up out the wheelchair like they can walk across the stage and all that shit. Stop playing. I can play it on Joyce Meyer. I can play it on Joel Osteen, TD Jakes. They all run the same play. I can play it right now. And I don't care who don't like what I'm saying. I'm just shaming the devil. That's what the fuck I'm here to do. I don't give a fuck about him or whoever represented. I'm here to shame the fucking devil. I could play a video right now of the 700 Club, Joyce Meyer, Joel Osteen, and all the rest of the motherfuckers running the same play on the paraplegic and the disability, bro. And the disabled, excuse me. Right now. How many facilities do the 700 Club have around the world? How many facilities do they have in the United States? How many congregations they got ? The Christian Broadcasting Network since 1966. You see this, right? The longest running, one of the longest running programs in television history, running the longest fraudulent plays. also ran by the devil in history too, bro. Crazy work. What's up, Jazzy? Check it out. All right. Strategic drop. This is the episode of Drew and Dean. Check it out. All the play. Aired September 5th. Look at the numerology on that shit. All right. Episode air date. Summary. Drew believed in healing and prayed for a man named Gene who was in a wheelchair and had no movement in his body. While Drew was praying, Gene felt movement in his spine. Check it out, y'all. And heat in his knees. He was then able to move his leg, and eventually, with Drew's help, he stood and walked. Check it out. They run more plays. A preacher paralyzed after an accident. You see what I'm saying? This is all scripted. A preacher was confined to a wheelchair with paralysis for 2 years after an accident. His healing and recovery were featured in a Easter message. Know what that's all about, right? That's humiliation of the Most High, who rose on Easter, they say, on the third day. So this man rises out the wheelchair, and y'all decide to show it on Easter Sunday, right? Who the fuck y'all think y'all fooling, man? Like I said, y'all got to be spiritually awoke. You see what I'm saying? So that's a humiliation. See this, right? So many. Shows and scripted. All coming from CBN's Amazing Stories, bro. All right. So they've been teaching and conditioning people how to run these plays for years, if you ask me. That's all I'm saying. I got to tell the truth. I got to tell the truth. In order to shame the devil, you must tell the truth, right? It's just crazy work. Like I said, man, I'm one of the best to do this, yo. And like I said, this type of stuff has been going on for ages before it came to TV. Way before it came to TV and they started televising it. The revolution will be televised. Way before they start televising it, this shit was going on. Man, This is crazy. And see something here. Hold on a second, y'all.
Money you think the homeless got? Hungry people. I told you guys, but you guys desire a superhero out the sky so much so that men can rob you blind, and you'll defend these men while they rob you all the way up into federal prison. $50 million. How much of that money do you think the homeless got? Hungry people got? Single parents, widows, children, those who are sick. How many people do you think this man helps? And it doesn't matter even if he did, because you know why? When these pieces of SHIT fall, oh, keep your eyes on God and all this stuff, man, y'all full of SHIT. But even gangsters who would murder people would give out turkeys on Thanksgiving, buy book bags for kids, help single mamas with the rent. Simply because you do something good don't take away the evil that you are. This man had a freaking Jerry curl. A Jerry curl. And speak like a little girl. Oh, having the girl, look, he had a staff make sure that the women that they were bringing to him for sex.
Told you.
Plan B, so you know he was going in there raw, planting them seeds. He didn't want no churn. All of the silliest people. You know what? All of them. Jakes, Benny Hinn, Parsley. All of them. I used to be one sitting up in front of my TV with my hands stretched out, leaving God working through these individuals. There is no God the way you suppose, and we have supposed. God.
And like I said, individuals like David make people believe that there is no God, there is no Jesus, and make people really feel this way. And I can't knock them. If this the only way that they've been introduced to the Most High and to God, and they don't know no other way. I can't knock them. I can't make them think no different. All we can do is pray for the people. That's all, and that's it. And I played this video, all right, to set an example why individuals feel the way that they do. Why individuals feel as though there is no God, there is no creator, there is no Jesus Christ, because of shit like this. People are so over it. People have been burnt time and time and time and time again. You see what I'm saying? This is why when Jesus died on the cross, he asked the Father, please forgive them for what they do not know or understand. All right? Jesus got crucified with the robber, they say, right? With a thief, right? And I just got to keep it real, man. If I don't break it down in this way, man, I'm not being true to my spiritual laws as an individual. I ain't on here putting on no show for nobody. This is who I truly am, for real. And like I said, this type of shit upsets me. It bothers me. It disturbs me. And this is why a lot of people has lost their faith in God, lost their faith and trust in the church community, and in the church organizations because of motherfuckers like David Taylor. So the way this guy is expressing his point of view, I ain't mad at him. I'm not mad at him because I haven't endured what he endured. I haven't went through what he went through. And you see all those scriptures and everything that they done learned in these congregations over the years, all the teachings and all the scriptures and stuff like that. When the head of the congregation get exposed, they think all the scriptures are full of it. And they'll say things like this man is saying. He's quoting scriptures and what? Trolling the scriptures that are being quoted. He's trolling the scriptures that he done learned, that he's quoting. Because he learned these scriptures within a congregation that has lied to him, that has robbed him, that has scammed him, that has schemed him. You see, but if you would have learned these scriptures within self, your spiritual awareness antennas will be all the way up. And you would have never endured all that humiliation that preacher or that teacher or that congregation was putting you through. You would have been made a fucking U-turn and got up out of there.
A second breaking story to tell you about this noon. The FBI involved in a search for two self-professed religious leaders, one arrested right here in the Triangle.
Yeah, we do have WRAL's Sean Gallagher. He has been on that story there. Sean, we had Sky 5 above the scene at one point. Tell us a little bit about what you have seen since you've been following this.
Yeah, Chris, this is a very active scene here behind me. I'm told that the FBI raided this building here behind me around 5 or 6 in the morning. And take a look, several hours later, they are still here sifting through lots of evidence. And this is a very odd story when you hear the details. We're talking about two people who are self-proclaimed religious leaders, and we're still gathering more information about the connection here in Durham. But this is what we know right now. David Taylor, a man was arrested here in Durham, and Michelle Brannon in Tampa, Florida. Federal indictments accused the two of receiving roughly $50 million in donations to their religious organization since 2014, largely through forced labor practices in call centers across the country. Their church, known as the Kingdom of God Global Church and formerly the Joshua Media Ministries International, with Taylor referring to himself as an apostle and also Jesus's best friend, claiming to have had multiple face-to-face encounters with God.
Right.
Meanwhile, he's accused of forcing people to work in call centers in Michigan, Florida, Texas, and Missouri. And the indictment says he set unattainable goals, punishing those folks by public humiliation, food and shelter restrictions, physical assaults, and more. And while all
you hear that? All that shit. And he was lying to people who don't know no better, talking about he met Jesus face to face.
also having personal servants to fulfill his demands round the clock, including transportation of women to his locations, having them take Plan B. All of this is part of what the FBI is calling a nationwide takedown of their forced labor organization. So they will be out here for a while. We're still trying to learn what the connection is to Durham and why Taylor was here in the first place. As soon as we get any of that information, we'll bring it to you as soon as possible. But for now, live in Durham, Sean Gallagher, WRAL News.
Two church leaders with ties to Tampa are facing federal charges tonight. They're at the center of what investigators are calling a multi-million-dollar conspiracy involving money laundering, forced labor, and abuse. This follows multiple FBI raids this morning, including at a...
You see that, right? Let me tell y'all something. All right? This was a home that Michelle lived in, his partner. Okay? But let me just explain something to y'all, man. When y'all see congregations that look like castles and palaces and they got these big ass facilities, I'm letting you know, man, those are red flags right there. I'm letting you know. I don't care who don't like it. I'm here to shame the devil. I'm not here to be your friend. I'm here to shame the devil. All right, and cut the head off the snake and put him to rest. Straight like that. All right. Check it out. Check this out. Show y'all something here. Check it out. Multi-million-dollar congregations. Listen here, man. Motherfuckers better wake up and smell that goddamn coffee and that goddamn ginger tea that they drinking every morning and stop being a goddamn fool. Multi-million-dollar congregations are largely financially significant religious groups. Religious groups, pay attention, groups, often including the world's wealthiest religious organizations like the Seventh Day, all right, Adventist Church and the Church of England, as well as large mega churches that host thousands of members and substantial financial operations. Some examples include large churches with multi-million-dollar facilities in the United States, such as the Christian Cultural Center and the Church of the Highlands, and financial successful religious organizations globally. Okay? So when you see these huge congregations, man, and people are drawn to these congregations because they're wealthy, they're rich, and they what? Serve for a materialistic purpose, not for a spiritual purpose. All right? Straight like that. All right, we're going to put a couple of them up on the screen. We're going to put a couple of these huge places and these huge multi-million-dollar facilities up on the screen, man. And it says in the scriptures, all right, that people, false prophets, and teachers will come in his name that he did not send to preach, teach, or baptize anybody. You see what I'm saying? People who ain't even been sent to baptize anybody, who ain't even certified through the Most High, are fraudulently baptizing folks. I'm just keeping it real, bro. You get baptized by the devil. Can you imagine how many people this man and this bitch has baptized, bro? Can you imagine? How many people this man has baptized for a financial gain? Can you imagine the people right now who's been loyal followers of this dude? Believing in him, putting their faith in him, and his congregation, and the word that he said that he was sent by the Most High to teach to the people. Do you know how devastating they are feeling right now? You know how embarrassed they are? They all on his Instagram page. They all on his Instagram page. They've been all in the comment section, tagging them, supporting them. Okay? He was selling out arenas, y'all, all around the nation. Arenas. And he wasn't even physically there. He wasn't even physically there, y'all. And you see, all that started during COVID. That type of play started during COVID when everybody was what? Quarantined at home, had to do church from home, school from home, work from home, everything from home. You see what I'm saying? So he ran with this shit, and people continue to run with it right now to this day. And COVID not even here no more. It became a normal. Okay, but you notice that they're only mentioning David and Michelle. What about all the other individuals that were involved? Because we know it just wasn't them two. It was more than them that was running all these facilities, man. It was more people involved. I guess they gonna say they all was victims, right? They all gonna play the victim card now, right? When they was misleading people as well. So when y'all see these huge organizations, multi-million-dollar new church in these mega churches, man. All right? Mega churches. See this, right? Who is he? How long has he been doing it? Feds ain't coming on him yet. Because this is more important than feeding the starving. They telling you right in your face. They telling you right in your face how the fuck they feel. Because this is more important than feeding the starving. You know what they're trying to say, right? Check it out. You know how you know it's the one big ass play, especially when it comes to streaming and stuff. Okay, it don't take a rocket scientist. When you speaking the truth on this platform, they shadow ban it, right? You see how this live is being shadow banned, right? See, when you speak the truth, they suppress it, right? So why, if you go to the 700 Club and all these other channels on YouTube with this mega church theme, why they got millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of views? But when anybody else on this platform speak against the devil and speak for God or for the Most High, they suppress them, right? They shadow ban the channel, right? But when it come to these mega churches and their platforms, they got millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of views. How that work? So, which proves, okay, it ain't nothing but a big money thing, big business, big business. They are set in place to do their job. They put in place to bring in this revenue, man.
Home in the affluent Avila neighborhood in Hillsborough County. This was part of a nationwide takedown. Fox 13 is covering this investigation from multiple angles. Our Kylie Jones is at the federal courthouse in Tampa, diving deeper into the church and its leaders. But we begin with Aaron Mesmer live in Avila with more on the raid and reaction from neighbors. Aaron.
Yeah, Haley, and these neighbors were absolutely stunned by what went on this morning. Neighbors in this community, they woke up to helicopters and FBI agents raiding a home in Avila. And once they found out why those federal agents were there, it was even more surprising.
Some of you say, I don't have 100,000, but you have 20,000. You have 50,000 here, or you have 10,000.
That's video of David Taylor asking viewers to send money to his church.
Federal authorities now say Taylor used donations to fund an extravagant lifestyle that included this massive mansion in Tampa's affluent Avila community. FBI agents raided the home Wednesday morning.
It's very surprising to hear that type of thing was going on again right in your backyard.
It's unclear what authorities took from the home. This view from Sky Fox shows several cars lined up with gift bows on top. Neighbors say the 10-bedroom, 10.5 bathroom, 20.
Every aspect of human trafficking. You had individuals who were, brought to a facility that they couldn't leave. They weren't being paid. They had production goals that they had to meet.
And authorities say if the workers failed to reach Taylor's monetary goals, they faced punishment, including public humiliation, food and shelter restrictions, sleep deprivations, and physical and psychological abuse. The Crisis Center of Tampa Bay's CEO says these victims will likely face a long recovery. She says there's another lesson every community can learn from this.
This can happen in one of our most affluent zip codes in Hillsborough County. It can happen in your backyard. It can happen in my backyard.
As for the folks who lived with alleged human trafficking, fraud, and money laundering happening in their backyards.
I hope it's not true, but if it is, he deserves everything he's going to get.
28,000 square foot mansion is one of the largest in Avila.
Because there was like, how could a pastor afford to live in a house like that?
Sure. According to the 23-page federal indictment, this house is one of several properties throughout the country purchased by Taylor's Kingdom of God Global Church. He's the pastor and referred to himself as an apostle, according to court documents.
Man.
The indictment alleges Taylor recruited people to work at call centers, referring to them as armor bearers. Investigators say they were his, quote, personal servants who fulfilled Taylor's demands around the clock and were never paid. Taylor and executive director Michelle Brannon are accused of controlling nearly.
There she go. Okay. Her and a few other women. All right. But she the main one. She was bringing a lot of young women and underage girls from Florida. She was bringing a lot of underage girls and shit.
A second breaking story to tell you about this noon. The FBI.
Church leaders with ties to Tampa are facing federal.
Folks who lived with alleged human trafficking, fraud, and money as armor bearers. Investigators say they were his quote, personal servants who fulfilled Taylor's demands around the clock and were never paid. Taylor and executive director.
Okay, her. Right there, yo. She was bringing a lot of females and underage girls to this dude and his servants. It's not only him, it's other individuals. Just like, you know what I mean, in a regular church, how many elders is it? Right? Right? Just like any other congregation. How many elders is it? And elders, that's their name, right? That's the self-proclaimed name, right? All right. Elders of the church have what? Special privileges from other members of the church, right? And then you have people that's under the elders that's trying to make their way up that ladder in the what? Ministry or the congregation or whatever you want to call it, right? For example, we know at these big mega churches or like any other congregational church, certain people are put in place to collect the money on the collection plate, right? Not just any member of the church or congregation is going to handle that. You have to earn your way up to that level, right or wrong. Strategic drop. I'm here to shame the fucking devil. Right? Okay. So similar to what's going on with the situation with him. He had elders, under him and people under the elders and so forth and so forth in ranking, just like a gang. Strategic drop. Just like a gang got ranked, a congregation got ranked, people and members of the church is different ranks for different members, right? Or wrong? See, people don't like when I tell the truth. Just keeping it real, bro. People so in denial. Just keeping it real. You know what I mean? I'm just keeping it real, man. When everybody's supposed to be on the same page, worshiping, right? But they still separate themselves from certain members and certain people who join the church. People can say what they want to say. You got certain groups that hang out with certain groups, certain people that be in a circle talking with certain people that sit with certain people. Like, come on, bro. Certain people who be talking, whispering what's going on in your household, or what kind of car you driving, or what kind of clothes you wearing, or something that your son or your daughter is doing in a local small town, or something that they have done in the area. Yeah, everybody talking about it. Like, come on, man. I'm just keeping it real. And this is from real life experiences where I make real life matters, make real life sense. This ain't nothing I'm just pulling out the fucking air, you know? Shit disgusts me, man. And there's so much more that I want to say and how I want to say it. But I'm trying to have the most respect for the Most High as I break down this content here tonight, and at the same time shame the fucking devil, all right, and resist him, back him the fuck up off me. Pray against that demon and against that devil aggressively, because the devil shows no pity on no soul, and it attacks every soul aggressively. So we must pray aggressively. We must call out our Savior loud in the streets, in our household, in the time of need, and not be ashamed of it. Instead of just trying to run to a damn building, telling the damn preacher all our goddamn business. That shit don't work and it don't fucking help. Going to the church, telling your pastor all your business ain't never been cool. Joining a church, letting the pastor and the preacher and the elders know what's going on in your marriage ain't never been cool. And motherfuckers wonder why, oh man, why the preacher fucking my wife? Y'all done told all y'all goddamn business. That's why. Dumb bitch. Now she vulnerable. All right. And nigga, he gonna put you to work on the other side. And you ain't gonna see what's going on this side. And he manipulating her. And if you thought your marriage was worse than, motherfucker, you just wait. You don't tell the preacher or the head of your congregation your problems. You talk to the Most High about your problems. You pray to him about your problems. You don't go outside your marriage, outside your relationship, and share what's going on within with nobody, because it brings more spirits and demons, leaving you vulnerable for more attacks. And I'm just speaking from a real life experience. And it's exactly what happened. You think the people gonna get that money back? Can't get that time back? Fuck the money. But that's what they worshiping. Crazy work, y'all. Okay, you got people in. Yo, you should see some of the comments. That's going on all over these posts on different social medias. And I'm like, yo, they acting like this is something new. They acting like this is something new. You know how many reports from similar organizations that have been swept under the rug that has never came out as well? This little small congregation that just got knocked down was actually a sub for a bigger congregation, because you just can't pop up out of nowhere and just start running a big ass congregation, bro, getting in all these millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and millions. We just seen them say that mega churches are ran by a specific religious group, right? Only, right? And who that group is. It told us. Okay, check it out. Huh? I told you this man made billions, bro. It's a $1 billion organization. They talk about millions. All right. This Kingdom of God ministry was connected to bigger organizations. And this is a fact. And if you do your research very, very strategically, all right, you'll see that. And this is why a lot of names are not being called. A lot of mug shots are not being shown. They just showing David and Michelle, because it's more individuals that are involved in the situation. And if they was to say their names or show their pictures, it would directly connect them right back to these people that we see on this goddamn screen right here tonight. And I'm being very careful by covering this. Very careful. All right? Because when you're talking about dealing with some dangerous people, these are some of the most dangerous people walking the face of this motherfucking earth. Let me tell you this right here, y'all. You talking about Illuminati? These are some of the most dangerous people, allegedly. walking the face of this earth, bro. Very, very powerful, powerful people. Okay? Very powerful people. Okay, if you look at the numerology and how much they're bringing in, look at the numerology. You wouldn't think that they set this. Like, ain't no way this numerology is adding up. 6, 6, 8, 8, 8, and 6. You see this, right? 66, 8, 8. Okay, we got the 8 here. We got the 4, 3 plus 1, another 4. What's that? 88. We got the 6, and we got the 6 down here. Look at this, more numerology coming in strategically. You see this, right? Man, listen. Man, listen. All right. More numerology coming in continuously. I ain't fucking write this shit. This ain't my shit. We doing all this on the fly. 93, 6. What we got here? The bones. Only thing missing is the skulls. All right. And they taking the souls. So they damn sure getting the skulls. Yo, this shit deep. I'm telling you. All this is alleged. All this is alleged, everybody. All this is alleged, YouTube. You know, I'm just going off of facts that we continuously continue to see back to back to back to back to back to back to back. So, you know, it's videos all on this app explaining and breaking down in details how these organizations, all right, use this numerology. So it's not like it's nothing that I'm making up. You know what I mean? Financial operations. What makes them multi-million-dollar congregations? You see? This is what you call strategic research. And this is why I say a lot of people not woke. A lot of them fucking houses and mansions that's in them private communities all around the nation are ran by these motherfucking multi-million-dollar congregations, y'all. Strategic drop. A lot of these private communities, some of the richest and wealthy communities, how the fuck you think they got there? Some of the wealthiest and richest communities in the United States of America, the gated communities are ran by these multi-million-dollar congregations, bro, in every state. Strategic drop. The operations of large congregations often involve significant financial assets, including real estate investments and significant cash flow from donations. Big money shit. Building and facilities. Multi-large congregations own or operate multi-million-dollar buildings and facilities to accommodate their large congregations in diverse programs. The global reach. While large churches are found in the United States, they are so prominent globally with significant religious organizations in countries like Nigeria, Tanzania, and Samoa. See, that's where all the big bucks come from. All them other countries and all them other foreign places, not from America. And this is why it was so vital that he take it internationally. This is why all his live streams have every country flag hanging up in the rafters. Okay, because you must have a global reach. Fuck a local reach. Fuck a national reach. You must have a global reach with this deception. Just like the rappers, the actors and entertainers. The actors and entertainers, what do they have? A local reach or a global reach to influence? Strategic drop. I cut this shit up, bro. Record labels, record execs, they want you to have a global reach, a global influence over the world. Not just locally, not just nationally. That's not what they're looking for if you want to be in this type of field with these type of demons. All right. And that's the level that this dude took it to. But like I said, they came and got him. And that's good for his motherfucking ass for being a fucking fool for these motherfuckers. But why they ain't go get all the other individuals that's been doing this shit way before him that paved the way for him to do this? A global reach. What does it say in the Bible about money? What is written in stone about money and facilities, kingdoms and palaces? There's something right here. They talking about I ain't gonna click on it because I don't really know what's gonna fucking pop up on Reddit. But shit, this was 9 months ago, and it say a controversial multi-million-dollar church building. Okay, but it says down here, the building plans seem to have been pretty much abandoned without mention of the incredible amount of money that was put into it. Okay, so I guess somebody started building one of these in the Baltimore area and they never finished it. I don't know. I'm gonna have to do some research on that. But yeah, man, it's a lot. It's a lot of fuckery going on, and on Mother's Day, I don't know exactly what happened, but they said the police was called on him. Okay, now this is what I'm getting from reliable resources, because I was explaining to y'all that he was throwing all these Mother Day dinners and all these parties and special honorary rewards and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? For certain women, certain females, and all this and all that. And we hear about how they said that he was getting women pregnant and was having them have all kinds of methods to try to prevent the pregnancy and all this sex trafficking and human trafficking and all this and all that. Now, on Mother's Day, they said the police was called on him. They said a report was made on him. Okay, when he had got into it. Now, like I said, I don't know which woman it was. I don't know which female it was, and I don't know if it's one of these females that's on his IG. I'm just going off of his IG on these certain and particular women that he posted on Mother's Day and around the time of Mother's Day. All right. And they always in different places in different locations. Now, I'm not saying one of these women are the victim, but I'm getting from reliable resources, okay, that at one of these get-togethers, all right, the police was called on him, and it was a report, all right, of some type of sex harassment and some physical contact and some physical abuse. All right. Now, I don't know which female it was. Okay, but you can see on some of these posters that I was going over with y'all earlier how he was sending like subliminals. Like he said here, okay, the Lord sees every sacrifice you're made, and he is sending you a season of refreshings and rewards. He was giving women certain gifts, certain cash rewards, gift them with purses, cars, paying their rent, houses, and all this. Know what I mean? Because they were being his, his Pharisees, you might as well say. All right? He was using them for sexual purposes and sexual purposes only. All right? We heard him say when the police came to his house, they had all them cars that was what? Gift wrapped. All them cars that was gift wrapped in front of his house, right? You see, those was cars that he was giving to women that he haven't even gave to women yet. And those cars allegedly are some of the women that had made reports on them as well. Okay, but when these women was making these reports, nothing wasn't getting done about them. And you know why? Because the feds was doing the investigation on them, strategic drop. And what I explained to y'all, when the feds are doing an investigation on you, all right, even if something happened with state and they give you a slap on the wrist and they don't do nothing, all right, that's because the feds don't want the state to get involved in what? Interfere with their investigation. And that's exactly what the fuck happened. Strategic drop, yo. All right, and he has been getting multiple reports on him for years. If you look in the comment section, all over YouTube, all on Instagram, everything, when he got locked up, everybody was saying, yes, I'm glad they caught him. I'm glad they caught him. He's been scamming. He's been doing this. He's been doing that. He's been doing this. They finally got him. Man, people been calling the cops on him, been making reports. They should have been got him. They should have been got him. That's because the feds was building a case on this guy. The feds was building a case on his whole congregation. All right. And the people that he thought they had his back ain't got his back. That part. The people that he thought had his back ain't got his back. Ain't got his back. All right. So straight coke shit. Okay, they said a couple of women came out of one of these spots, y'all. All right, as I don't know which one it was, because he had multiple spots all around the goddamn country and all around the world. But I believe this happened in the United States, though. And they said these women came running out his facility, all right, with no clothes on, running down the road for their life, trying to get away from the house that they was being forced to be at, tortured, humiliated, all kinds of shit. And not only, y'all, is it women that are coming forward, y'all know it's men involved too, don't you? Strategic drop. You know it's a whole lot of men involved too, don't you? Don't you? Of course we know. Of course we know. It's a whole lot of men involved. Not only women, not only underage children, allegedly. All right. But he doing a whole lot of weird shit. Whole lot of weird shit going on. And just like the P. Diddy situation, as I strategically about to end this show, just like they just called out P. Diddy and we know it was more than Diddy involved, just like they call him out and we know it's more than him involved. But that do not justify the wrong that he has done, though. He get exactly what the fuck he deserved. All right. Straight like that. So that's what's going down. And I strategically proved it here tonight as carefully and as raw as I could. You know what I mean? Y'all could put all the other dots together. All right, because somebody had to fund him. Who got him started? Because you see, this is how you know it was some type of other play involved. His Instagram wasn't getting no engagement. You see what I'm saying? And that's very odd for somebody that's getting all this engagement on a streaming Roku platform, bringing in all these millions and millions of dollars, y'all. You should see his following. Check it out. Let me show you, yo. I'm trying to tell you, I'm on this shit. Ain't nobody paying attention. Look, and we know his followers should be up in the millions, right? His followers should be up in the millions, super millions, right? Just like any other major influencer in any type of way. But for some reason, his Instagram numbers is not matching what's going on the other side over there on the other platform. But I don't know, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this whole situation, man. What y'all think about this whole situation? They shadow banned us tonight, man. That's crazy, but it's all good. But yeah, man, because they should be naming a whole team of people. You know, this is basically a fucking a RICO, but they only naming 2 people when it should have a whole bulletin board of individuals up there, bro. It should be a whole bunch of pictures, names, and faces and mugshots on a bulletin board within that congregation that was also involved in what was going on. But the reason why it's not, because allegedly a lot of these individuals are connected to bigger organizations, and it will put a big ass light on over there. Because if you look at the charges that they telling us, when you look at similar charges like this, it's usually more than 1 or 2 people, just like the P. Diddy shit. These type of charges is usually so many people involved, just like the BMF shit and everything else, man. But there's only 2 people here. It's like a superseding indictment. It's just like a fucking same thing as a RICO. Ain't no different. Ain't no different, man. But it's only 2 people they highlighting, bro. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. Okay? Said man had arm bearers and shit. Around the clock service who fulfilled his demands. They say he got 50 million since 2014. I'm hearing this more than that. I'm hearing he got damn near like 2 billion off of this shit. So they hit him with the 50 million and somebody else pocket the rest. And who else could that somebody be? I don't know. Maybe the people that he thought had his back. They say, okay, we gonna take this and we gonna hit him with that right there, and we gonna freeze all his assets and everything. Boom, boom, boom. If he don't get no bond, and if he don't get no bond, he's done. If he get a bond, they still rocking with him some type of way. If he get a bond, they still rocking with him. If he don't get no bond, it's over for him. If they ain't giving him no bond, they froze all the assets and everything. But I bet you Michelle get a bond. I bet you Michelle get a bond. I bet you. I bet you. I bet you she get it. They're gonna crucify him. She gonna get out. She gonna get out. She gonna turn on him. She gonna open up everything. And just to make him look even worse. Shout out the whole nation, man. Big corporation shit. For real. Shout out the whole nation, man. Like, share, subscribe, man. I appreciate y'all for joining me tonight. I had to come speak on this, man. All right. I already knew it was only going to be a certain amount of people in here for this live, and everything ain't for everybody. It wasn't meant for everybody to hear this live because everybody ain't spiritual. Everybody ain't spiritual, knowledgeable of things. You see what I'm saying? Notifications went out to the people who it's supposed to went out to. Shout out the whole Fire Flame Nation. Yeah, that pastor is wicked. That's the problem with these men. They think they're untouchable until they get hung out to dry. Yeah, man. She has very strong features. His op is Karen. Yep. Ain't that some shit? Shout out Allen Girl, man. For the endorsement and the sponsorship. Shout out Focus on the Truth, man, for the endorsement and sponsorship of this show too. Appreciate you, my boy. Appreciate all my fire starters. Do you think that they are sending a message to all these other major congregations and mega churches that's been a part of this play for all these years? Now, I'm not saying all of them, but do you think certain congregations are going to be targeted? I believe they are, because all of them are doing it. This is how I know it's only, well, I'm not going to say this is how I know. This is why I believe that certain congregations is being targeted, chosen, and being picked out the litter. And I believe that a lot of men of color that run congregations like this, because if you notice over the last few years, what about that other preacher? It's a couple of them that was running these type of big organizations that had gotten in trouble over the last couple of years. You see what I'm saying? What about that preacher dude, that fake ass preacher? He be wearing all the gold chains and shit all on his neck and all that shit. They try to come in there and rob him or something. But he had got caught up in some other charges and shit too. Yeah, man. I'm up out of here, man. I love y'all, man. Like, share, subscribe. Always remember, fear the fire, fear the flames, man. Appreciate y'all for joining me tonight, man. We out. Everybody stay blessed.